Hi everybody, I am Rick Capteen. Today we are in Bayfield, Ontario, and we are going to feed our herd or fold of Highland cattle. We have steers in the barn and we have cows outside right now. So we're going to start with these steers and I'll show you how we do that. So the steers get fed in here because it's a higher quality feed, and that way we don't have to worry about it getting rained on or snowed on. And it just is a little more confined for these guys so that they don't run around and lose weight, because obviously we don't want these steers to lose a whole lot of weight. So we are going to clean up everything that's in here. This is old feed. It's mostly straw and stems, which they don't want to eat. So we're going to scoop that up and put it in the pen as bedding so they can sleep on it and pick through it yet. And then we'll bring in the new bales and open them up and let them eat them. So in this barn we have 26 steers that range from 1,200 pounds at the top down to about 400 pounds in this pen up here. The 400 pounders can get through these tombstones, like these head gates. So we put them in here with this bar that we can lower, and then they can't sneak out under it. And then this has a little warmer corner of the barn, so you don't have to worry about them getting drafts or anything on them either. We name all of our steers to coincide with what year they're born, the same as we do with all the cows. So this pen is mostly Jays. There's Jeb, Jasmine, Jujube, Jumbo Joe, and Juniper. These guys will stay with their mom till they're 7 or 8 months old, which is what these guys are. They just got weaned last week. And then they normally get a nose flap in them. And that prevents them from drinking any milk, but still get to hang out with their moms. And then it's just a little less stress when weaning. So for now they hang out in that pen till they get a bit bigger, and then they'll move in and be grouped in with this big group of steers as well. Once I'm sure that the heifers are weaned and won't go back on to their mom's milk, because we don't own a bull, they go back out with their mom and live in the cow pen, which is all girls. So we don't have a bull, we do AI, which is artificial insemination. It's a little cheaper. You don't have to pay to feed a bull, and you don't have to pay for everything that bull destroys, because once bulls are done breeding, there's nothing to do for another 9 to 10 months. Bulls doesn't take them long to breed everyone. So then they just kind of go around and mess around with stuff. My last bull ripped down a whole poplar tree just for something to do. Okay, boys, look out. These steers get fed. That's a cat. These steers get fed baleage, which is peas and oats now. It is the peas and oats before they grow any actual grain. There's a cat messing with my camera. Get out of there. So it's still in its vegetative state. So there's no actual, peas and oats on it. It's just the leaves and the stems. And that's better for the cows to eat anyways. Man. So this big pile of, waste, which will eventually get spread back on the field as fertilizer, is from 5 bales. Each bale's 1,800 pounds. So it's maybe 300, 400 pounds there out of, the 6,000 pounds that we brought in. So I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, now that it's all, where am I gonna do this? Now that it's all kind of in a pile like that, we're gonna grab the loader and then we will scoop it up and dump it. Sometimes we dump it outside and give it to the cows, and then sometimes we just throw it back in the steer pen. Today I'm gonna put it in with the cows, that way it's out of my hair and out of the way for when I have to drive into the pen to do some other stuff. So jump on this little loader tractor, try to set this camera up in a way that works. So this is like a 100 horsepower loader tractor. We use it for everything. Cleaning barn, moving this, moving that. Just a nice size. Kubota. Pretty mediocre scoop on there. Yeah, so we're into February here. It's a beautiful February day. Normally we've started maple syrup by now, but we don't, it's pretty cold. Today's up to +7, tomorrow's +11, and then we're right back down to -10 for the weekend. So there'll be no sap flowing anyways. Better bucket. So if this here's a cow pen, they'll work away at this stuff or not, I don't really care. I could scoop it up in the spring once the snow's gone, spread it out across the field, or throw it in the spreader and just spread it all over another field, whatever I want to do. Just scrape this up for a second. All right. So we're gonna slide up, take this loader bucket off, and then we're gonna put the forks on, which just have two prongs that stick out, and you can just slide them right into a bale and pull the bale up. So we'll throw them on, and then we're gonna slide out to the tube, which is the word I use for the hay. The hay gets wrapped in a long tube, and then wrapped with plastic, and keeps all the oxygen out so that it ferments and turns into some cow kombucha. So it's peas and oats fermented, and that's what we feed these guys. There's a little handle on there you just take out and it unlocks the pins. Throw this up here. And you can see I've got it stuck in bales right now, so we'll scoop it up. You can see the little yellow handle there. Everything's loose right now, and then you tip it back, it clicks, now it's all locked up. So we'll slide out, grab those bales. We're gonna feed 3 bales today, so it'll be a couple trips, probably only show you one, but they're pretty far away. So those on the left are the main beef barns. And then we're up in the storage shed. We got a storage shed here too. And then this is all pasture on the left and the right. It's a bit of an alley that I can run cattle down to if I need to. Once we start going up this hill, we start getting into some of the land that we grow corn and beans and different things on as well. Winter wheat. Do do our best not to get stuck in the snow. Right now we have winter rye growing to the left of us, and that's going to get roller crimped and have pumpkins planted in there, similar to what we did last year. And up here is our tube full of red tape because the coyotes and the crows run on top of it. Put little holes in it, which is bad. There you go. You just rip one off. We'll take it back up to the front. If these bales get too much oxygen from those little holes, then they'll mold. And obviously you don't want moldy food for your cattle. This one smells a bit bad, but they'll pick through it. That's kind of why we get left with what we're left with, is that's the stuff they don't want to eat. You can only carry one at a time because this loader tractor can only lift 2,000 pounds, and each one of these bales is probably close to 1,600. I always figure on every animal on the farm, every beast on the farm, eating 25 pounds of feed a day. So we're gonna bring this right in there. We're gonna cut it open. Take this plastic off, take the strings off, and then these steers can get eaten. Use a knife and put a big slice in the side of her. This is one of the times that the horns aren't ideal, but then you just come to the other side here. Plastic should rip up. This is net wrap. It comes right off. Now you're left with just the bale. So this is all green feed. We'll poke it up. Try not to crush anybody. Take a handful. So you can see lots of stems. This is the head of barley when it's just coming out. So these pods where there's normally grain are still empty. It hasn't filled them yet. But what we're looking for is these leaves. They turn brown when they ferment, which is fine. It smells delicious. You can see stems, green grass, was green. Some barley heads. I'm trying to find some peas, but they break down a bit. There's a pea leaf. They just kind of get broke down, but anyways, they like it. Here's a weed. It's another reason I like doing it, is it cuts these weeds before they can fill in, and you're left with, you take most of it out and run it through cattle. And then those seeds aren't good for anything anymore, and they don't grow again. Fork a bit out for everybody. I'm gonna go grab 2 more bales, throw them out. So I'll see you later. Okay, so I've got all the bales in. You can see the pen of little calves here. I know it's bright behind it, not ideal. The bale, peas and oats, stems, and leaves. They're munching away. I have to spread this one out yet. It's the same. Leaves and stems and whatever. Then this last bale here that they're all over, this is pure alfalfa and annual ryegrass. And it was baled wet as well. It was baled once it was flowered, so you can see your annual ryegrass stems in there. Then these are your alfalfa plants. That's a flower on it. We bale this once it's flowered, and that lowers your risk of bloat. And we ferment it, which lowers it a bit as well. So there you go, 26 steers fed. And they live in this barn, and then there's a barn way back there. You can see the door for it, hiding in there a bit. And yeah, they're indoors. So that's that. I am gonna feed cows now. That'll be the next video. So stay tuned, subscribe, and we'll show you how we feed our Highland cows next time.